just for a moment and like to saying certain things. I were today doing a lot of things, and one of those things where I woke up in a very state and my voice were not so great. So we had a moment and diplomatically, with diplomats, United Nations and States, we just done what it were protocolar and we ended. So the desperation of basura degenerada, Sodom and Gomorrah and Hearsay, for the murdering Annie and murdering anyone, even diplomats, for the making what they said had to be done, and perras making the witchcraft of more, trying to putting my existence in them, saying Guillermo PREIN and perras degeneradas, Fuerzas Armadas and Kirchners, with the anointment of the trouser, thinking like they are gonna make it happen. With Guillermo PREIN trying to destroy me for they to have my being, saying Lord did, which never happened and won't. Shut up. The reality of this delivers into I just shown and proved I am who I am, and I don't lie. And the reality is, Guillermo PREIN were permanently and a lifetime making damages and destructions to my person, deliring he will be of God and God will speak to him, also with others associated, just degenerates and witches just like him, and the whole degeneration within, while giving Jewish population in the whole of the world and in UNASUR complete with Cristina Kirchner and Policía Federal Argentina, Prefectura Naval Argentina, Gendarmería Nacional and Metropolitana for the being massively raped and murdered, even families complete. The reality is like I were permanently under the destruction because of they needed so, and the business of Guillermo Horacio PREIN and United Evangelists is exactly that, destroying me conscience about who I am for their making career. Like the trouser career, I'm gonna, the mother, no, I him. So the reality of this is exactly what it is, and I'm gonna show you a certain thing. Cristina Fernández de Kirchner and Oficialismo Argentina, perras abominables, kept on making the invention and destruction and threats and a bachlibi komapleves all over about my person, and I had to receiving documents at my door, or at least one call that I never received, so I'd come to diplomat's seat in Buenos Aires and just living. Kept on calling me what they are, the generates are, and I won't be that, and kept on making the degeneration normally. And while I made in kind of a pesach in a very rare and not proper, established, elementary, war way, in a very plaza in a park, and just happened what naturally happens. And degenerates brains and perras kirchners, diablos degenerados, brujas paganas profanas, abominables perras de cuartas, sordas, making the profanation saying that God never allowed me to be who I am, pretending to play to God, they to be, abominables degenerados, and perras peladas, Fuerzas Armadas Argentina, playing the gay-verse of the whole of the good giving of the Lord, profaning men with perrada sucia, Guillermo Horacio PREIN, which are not under threat, never were and won't, and they were all willing all the time except for few, which I were fighting to release them. Permanently robbing me and robbing everything I had and making business about my life and organizing with powers and with the generates like I'm gonna explain now what they do and who they are. A lot of people were murdered already, and all through this day, 4 degenerates of Policía Federal Argentina and 1 of Metropolitana turned to saying, we were the ones that sang all the time. We got to the hate and we got to the low, by making mind control and hearing a voice like a squeezing of a hamster, for the up and for the down, which they has the virtue in the trouser, like a hamster. So what the reality of this in pretending to take my voice with witchcraft, saying God Caven, which never happened and won't. And everyone that touched me and touched us for the making that the generations test us is dead ever after. Shalom. and that is not anointed, except me, and the ones that Adonai himself said to be, which they pretend to rape and murder, saying for the virtue of them phalluses and vaginas they are kind of holding, and manifesting, activating, like if there will be a device or something like a rottest ever degeneration chemistry in the phallus and vagina, in other terms, for they to have the virtue, pretends, with Guillermo PREIN. So what the reality of the soul, the Sodom and Gomorrah anointed trousers, pretended to be holy, seek the generation and abominable freaks, like the perra sucia Guillermo PREIN, who made them this, all through so long, this soul himself, with its bodies, blaming me and my God for what he said we'd done to him, while he himself were all the time permanently. Since milicas degeneradas, making the body trouser hello, every time as possibly be, in and while out, coming to visit. And all through Prefectura Naval Argentina, it's rectum fulfilled. And this is not for homosexuality. He is a sick whore of hell. And that's the way he makes business, with much other ways. So this supposedly defamatory and this supposedly slander and damages and destructions, which he does over my person permanently, and my mother saying she is a whore, and why he doesn't get arrested yet, because if we know I've done nothing except dealing with the perra sucia and perra delirante degenerada evangélica, conscious about I never done nothing except the delirious psychopaths, criminals, degenerates, freaks, even with titles of psychiatrists and psychologists, playing the holy of the mental health for the perra sucia diabla, Sodom and Gomorrah trouser that they live off. In Alvear, Borda, Piñeiro, Argerich, Churruca, and the Cuerpo Médico Forense, and Raquelita. Defensory of minor and incapable for pedophilic and prostitution, abduction, under stamp of demons, traffic, and business, careers. That is Guillermo PREIN. And its bodies, and all United Evangelics. So in the middle of the soul, there are a lot around. Todavía no lo pusieron preso, y encima se enoja. Perras abominables of Christina Kirchner, and perras abominables of Sodom and Gomorrah trouser, all around, and perras abominables of Guillermo PREIN. And perra degenerada Christina Kirchner threatening diplomats and states again, saying to not tell nobody to reach me out, and giving me no documents that she never allowed. Organizing again degenerados en el mundo for sheer making the fulfilled, I have the C-word, vagina, of the LEA, I'm gonna hunt you and put you in the heaven. Oh, military, oh, federal police, you have the biggest. Go to and kill, I'm gonna heal you after. Profaning me, perra degenerada. And in the middle of the soul I will be delirious, but the delirious is this. Recho blevasimi blevasevekia blevasevokuach ala chafeshmat, gen chalakama blevaskevedoash kwalak. Recho blevasmia blevasevesh kalchavekalik, mensuat lamaflachenim. Recho blevasevesh kablevechalivikimi, blevasevesh kablevecholchama blevesem. Then, geblevasvi blevechama blech, matevesh galachimiam blevasev, are permanently and still persistent. Let's come to the friends of it. Oh, 8 women were bleeded and bleeded in the wombs. And blood that the way they were raped. And murdering people all around. And making the maricas, sorry the word, vagina, expertas perras of Christina Kirchner and Guillermo PREIN. And its officialism. We command and wear the anointing, tu bragueta está ungida para tu muerte, perro sucio. And place and blevasevesh katchalechim that they are the authority and they commands. So this fever of degenerates is exactly what we gotta extinguish and forever. All over. Reho blevasvia blevasemak lechema blevaspuat kadak nikama blechachalvet tamashmana kimilikam. Matlevecho blevasavatia blevasachal chalakam blevachal chalam, גד לבח מצב לקיבש פוד לבח לחמה בלבסחים רחוב לבסיביש קלבתמה בלחחל וקל רחוב לבחימיה בלבסבש כל פלחיבי כמלם השמותקים רחוב לבספת למפלחה בסחל כמישקו בלקתי מפלבק גל חמה בלבחחל לבח מקל חבסבש לא כוה אן רחל כמיין בלבסבש קטנה מחלכים בת כוח את מסחל כמשמות סולק לחב כוח אלוואת קשחלק חחץ Matlefa sibes como lechem mestkevechu mantevelkevacha vetleski krokosho, parvatura monruta prein, Grodosha leman krabedish lutukufa, manchalkim in brakavalakacha tabalakamofut, rechob levesimia bleveseveshkat chalechimia blevesechal bachlim. I am not gonna lose for all I've been doing, and I done to them what I wanted, and I caught them for what I wanted, and I used them for what I wanted and needed. I am not gonna lose now. Rechob levesia bleveseveshkal flechemi beofoach levechlakamachat, rechob levesmia blevesevechal chadesh matechali, rechob levesvetima bleves Spotuach kama bleveskida hadalashkadam. Ant lechama blevesvia blavochua kleveseveshkal chama kalachibi kamalem, an revachalechim, and persisting in installing to them. Even this android. El delirio de la perra Guillermo Prein es un delirio de genocidio mundial. Se llevó 187 trillones de dólares bajo en todo el mundo invento, falsificación y organización de maricas degenerados de fuerzas armadas que le siguieron, and to its god, which is demon, not a god ever, Luciano Troviano. And the same proportion were the 50% for the trousers, magic trousers, Sodom and Gomorrah, over people of mine and much other massively raped and murdered, who were murdered and I were ripping out the most, like I said today. So what the reality of this and persistence and keeps with everything like I knew, because of they are diablas degeneradas, and that's the way it is. So the whole money is away, and the problem is the people gotta be adjusted. Let's say adjusted is the word. Sorry for the first, but must mess off. So the reality is simple. Adjusted is marica, brain, and prostíbulo, United Evangelics, and prostíbulo, Sodom and Gomorrah Kirchners, with Sodom and Gomorrah, until the last bli takuma seva ta'ev. Tear bleves vikamatzim, blood trap to clean the earth of them. Gevesho alachivikim bal bleves eveshkavala kamachel chamiyam basalem. Pretending to kidnap Gadalvas, pretending to kidnap Israel Gov, US Gov, Europe Govs, and keeps on recruiting that generates for massively raped and murdered our people. Baixas crema de mierda de Sodoma, de estiércol, y parásitos Preins and Kirchners inside imperialism. Belfloga bechalakimi blavasevechal kabachlevish kamablecha bechalakimi chalim. Rechob levesechesh kal chalim, so are the terms. Baltleves via kala revichima blavaseshvoata kal chalakimi kab. So, Guillermo Prein is and blaveskivis da blachma blavachedivika blavespota maklin. Erhobalkivi lefotuas leves matavechalvekilimi aplaka. Restavi kilives motash belankimika blavechov levesvoanta blachimi sikish kalabtechalakevekal. Rentobalkimi blavesvatableihav shoak lakimi kamable apaskopo adlektach manteshkelanki machalen robaliva tamablevesevekula chivishkal kamachachal abel kavatzel mataveshola kamachalo and robalkimi revesofel shabatash leveshelekem ralseva galkem mochal ambel potiki min blevesfotach lekiverecha manshesh leveshelek veshpo takua rachal amatzemakalim Galbot revert lachavechalakini blevechachab levechelves, what lachin, renko blevechab leveseveshkal chalama bloka bachu leveshmatach, and blevesmat leveseveshkal chabad blechachalakama blechevishkalakini echmanamot. So, Sodom and Gomorrah, maricas, and he stolen to you, and he's stolen this, and he's stolen that. Oh, let's processing because if we know you are not. El negocio de la bragueta de las perras degeneradas Sodoma y Gomorra Argentina, always Policía Federal Argentina with the pardon of you. Fuerzas Armadas en perras tribunales and forenses, and all associated, consisted of government of the nation, and UNASUR, and government of the cities. City halls. Organized in the whole of oh, let's prove, make the witchcraft gotta work. Because of the trouser commands. The trouser is rotten and is dead and is bleeding the hell. And they hell bleeds until death, forever after Shalah. The protocol for the soul is already upon the world. And all real clear, and the murders they cost for this, which I should ever receiving a very invitation for diplomats and also states, I never received, and I never signed nothing. I were inside here, and I never had no contact, and I won't, with not perra sucia, unless giving what I said no. And if there is extortion, I handle extortion. I don't signate. I don't give unless telling I cannot comparise in front of the law because if I will be a demon and the law cannot be denigrated neither the bench. So suddenly I'm going to give life lessons to it. So he signated, which never happened. We are going to endorse this. But anything, like I said, for justice requestment, like always happened, perras degeneradas intencionales y criminales degenerados conscientes, psicópatas trolos, Kirchners, always avoiding there be justice and truth. And the whole theater, exactly them trousers. And I will rob them. Oh, the photo were robbed? Oh, she taken them in Parque Centenario this afternoon while she were testing with the tongue some vagina of a recruiter if we're ready for the making that can kill our people. Perra sucia, Gabriela Nascalera, Policía Federal Argentina, DNI 37,214,904, Gomorra. And 18 degenerados more, just like her, saying, oh, we make hive mind. The whole taking the same photo with no one being there in a very, oh, we have the device, the super spiritual device, which is transposed and we take pictures all over. Also my finger. Oh, those are not his, and neither us, and perhaps we're, I have it, sorry. בפלחה וספחה למי בלבחה חמה בלבחה חביסגה לחמחל רחוב לבסבשפת בלחימיה בלבספת חלם רחוב לבספת למפחי וישקוב לחבת בלבחמה בלבסחלחים is exactly the picture of what they are. Sodoma y Gomorra, viviendo por una bragueta y por una degeneración de delirio de perra atrofiada, coefficient 0.3 demons, like PREIN and Kirchner-Zoll, and forensics with pardon of 5, and the whole Alvear Piñeiro Borda with the pardon of few, and Churruca, Uva with the pardon of few, and I'm not saying pupils, I'm saying the shit on tap, and the bodies of considered of Decano, Psychiatria, and some other Kirchners, barras like her, 03, Diabla. Belflocho Batlecha Mablechani and the whole officialism, of course. Rechot Levasiyas Mablecha Bachlachim, offenses. I'm going to show you the offenses that you say unproved. And calumny. Because of offense to president, I'm going to put you in the hell. And death. Drop that, you piece of a whore. Like I told you, that's what you're going to have in the hell. Drop that inside the hell, you, your officialism, your Peronism, your civil shit, and your Saddam Gamar, and your evangelic anger of the hell of the perras degeneradas, revengers of the trouser of Sodom and Gomorrah and the Kirkish. Your master, Luciano Troviano, 666, the beast, perra enferma. Rehob levasia blevasevesh kal chachalam, rehob lavehim blevasvesechalechim. So the reality is simple. Rishov al chama blevasevesh kalchi besawaka. And levasichimi blevechlim, and this is what they do. Namway. You had to murder 7,204 persons that I already put it up again and under protection. For I do never have no notice from no diplomats to having no papers and doing what I normally have to do and my rights. Declaring like you are something like a commencing authority. Perra enferma, tu perrada degenerada. Creídos de estrellas, gobiernos, señores, jueces, autoridades, ministros y gobierno. Perras degeneradas. Y tu perra PREIN, y tus perras evangelistas, to making the staging, manipulating and destroying people and abducting people for that to not happen. For you to not be embarrassed, for you to not lose the power, for you to not go to hell where you are gonna go, where I'm gonna push you deeper ever, to your perra PREIN, evangelics and all perra Sodoma y Gomorra, perra oficialista, perra peronista y perra civil, with you. https://podrmcdoxpx9 middle mfem. The command middle rmcbx middle silker, name of the ICC less humanity cause Volker. bxrmc 1318 middle cis middle inaki. This is INNAKUI 138.10T Systems Recall F5 Last Bleed and Cleaner. This is in New York, Last Skin Cleaner my side. This is March 13th, 2015. This is already 22:15 around in Buenos Aires. And I'm sick of them and I really want they to be extinguished, which is going to happen. Shalom.